Okay, good afternoon, evening, morning, whatever it happens to be where you are currently. This is a healing guide to A7 Savage from the Astro point of view. As mentioned before, these are a bit older videos, so that is why you see a different team from what I'm running with currently, but the subject matter remains the same. A7 Savage is possibly one of my favorite fights. I love the mechanics in it. I love the way they work around. There's nothing too... no, there is. There are some parts that are going to be a pain in the ass, but with a little bit of perseverance, your team can pull through. So let's get started here.
Roll. Spear.
Oh yeah, my disclaimer. Disclaimer, this is all in my opinion. And because of that, something you do or see or what others say may differ. And that is okay. We all have our own schools of thought on how to do certain things. Also, the markings that we use, this is the team markings that we use for this team at the time. My current team actually has B over here. Different strategies for different fights, different ways you might do things, they all differ. So I'll do my best to explain what we did, why we did, when we did it, but your team might find a better way that suits your composition, suits your players, something that works better for you. This fight does have a lot of times that you can pop Cleric Stance to assist in DPS. So let's see what we got. Alright, opener. I had a spear spread, unfortunately. You can't always wait for that perfect balance spread. Alright, regen up. Cleric Stance. Now on this one I did my arrow, my single click dots first. And I ran around like an asshole. Now I have I do my combust 2, then combust, then arrow.
Spear.
Alright, so as you saw there,
Sparkle. Beam.
you have a Sizzle Beam. Sizzle Beam is going to target random people throughout the fight.
Spear.
I didn't do much for that one because it was on the tank, but normally I try and have a Benefic to hit right as the damage is going out. Then we have Sizzle Spark.
Sparkles.
Everything's trimming again.
I Swift cast an AoE regen here just so I can have more time to DPS. Now, whoever had the Sizzle Beam, you're going to make sure they have a regen on them. Bombs drop, you go to your respected positions.
Rolling Rune
Everything's
Mage.
still critting. I'm at 42% still.
Jeez.
Okay. And then after that, your AoE regen will tick everybody up, throw a regen on the tank, pop Cleric Stance to keep on going to town on that bad boy.
Disengage.
Alright, so you had Healer Bomb there. The other healer had it. So you get the tether. If you have the bomb, you don't get the tether. We have these fancy little spots. Oh, there it is. I
Spear.
stand there. I make sure I had a regen going into there.
Spire.
I check my cards out. And then I pop Collective. Collective and a regen here. There's not anywhere you're going to be using Collective in this fight until later in the fight, so you can just burn it. Save your cooldown, save your
Sparkles.
MP. As a side note, I have found that being a Lullafill makes finding and standing on that spot where you need exactly where you need to be
Tank
a lot
Buster.
easier. Alright, Tank Buster. I use Disable, Regen, pop Clerics, keep on DPSing. That's it.
Viewer.
Now, this group, the tank keeps it. He uses heavy cooldowns.
Disengage.
My other group, they tank swap here. Alright, never mind, I lied. Alright, so that one was DPS bombs. So, the Black Mage got one, he's going in this one. Alright, you have lock. Pop clerics, there's nothing going out. Help DPS down that lock. I was an asshole and I put dots on it. You don't need to put dots on it, just use your Malefic 2. Or Combust 2.
Beamless.
Alright, we have
Spike
beam. See, that time, just the one that damage came out, throw a regen. I was getting really shitty cards here.
Sparkles.
That's 69% phase transition.
Alright, Sparkles.
68, bro.
Tank Buster. Insta heal.
Be lower than that, dude.
Alright, the balls come out.
I just died. I have 7 seconds on timer. 5,
Meow meow meow.
4,
Okay, that was where I was thinking. He pops Living Dead there and keeps the boss.
Sparkles.
Somebody else stuns it. Okay, I'll restun it. Don't do that though, please.
Balance.
Or no, he kept the boss
Flame
previously.
toss.
It's on DOS.
Alright, I gotta pause this. Alright, so the previous Tank Buster, he kept the boss. And then for the second one, he popped Living Dead. If I'm wrong, correct me. I'm too lazy to go back and fix and see if I'm right or not. So now our warrior has the boss. At this part, a flame comes out. You do not want it to hit the party, so whoever has it, the healers will stand right here. As in this one, the scholar had it, so I'm moving back over here. Now when the flame comes out, you get Searing Wind debuff. If you remember from Ifrit, you can't be near the party for it. So you can kind of get in healing range of the tanks, but you have to watch out where your party is. Sometimes people just randomly run into you because they're not paying attention. So it's something to be wary of.
I see the cat.
I don't, where is it?
Alright, we have
Like that.
Cat
Meow,
come
meow,
out.
meow.
She throws the heart out. They have to DPS the heart out down before it hits him. Or otherwise he'll get 4 damage
Beams
stacks.
Tells me to watch the ball and I get hit
Beam.
with casual.
Alright, Zemnis has beam.
On DOS.
Alright, hearts down, phase change. We have a sizzle spark coming up. No, we don't. We have bomb.
Disengage.
Alright, now that was a healer bomb again. Second healer bomb, you get a prey. So you stand in the middle, they bring you the prey. Asshole picks you up.
Tank Buster coming up. You guys wrecked that asshole.
And now we're back to standing on poison again.
Spire.
Where did
Tank
that
Buster.
come from? Whoa.
My bottom hole.
This isn't even my final form.
Alright. Now, something to note here is I have seen people do the stone skin spam inside here. And that works too. If you put your regen on before you stand on the poison, you're fine. So when you're in there and you're getting affected by the poison, it affects your healing abilities. Or your healing spells. So your spells don't heal for as much. So you can't just cure 2 yourself. You can use tetragrammaton, such a tetragrammaton or lustrates to get yourself up. Because it does not affect abilities. So if you're on White Mage, you can throw yourself a regen on here, and then you can throw Asylum on top of yourself. If you're a Scholar, you can Stone Skin, then you can Lustrate yourself. If you're me, like a Astro, I just pop Collective. I do use it as an opportunity to get any cards drawn that I have to draw. But if you put your regen on, like you get put into the room, then you put your regen on, and then stand in the puddle, you're going to have a full effect regen as opposed to the gimped regen that the poison gives you.
Sparkles.
Alright.
Sparkles.
Alright, so we had 2 Sparkles. They have a regen on there. I pop Cleric Sense, but regen on the tank, and I pop Cleric Sense again. I know it looks janky, you just have to trust your tanks.
Disengage.
Alright, so this one is a melee prey. I give it to the goon. And then this is a tank gel.
Spire.
If you can, and your tank gels are coming up,
Damn.
try and put a regen on the tank going in. It does hit kind of hard in there. Alright. Alright, so coming up here we have
It's on rabbit.
beam. Alright, rabbit has the beam.
Love how that whizzed
Sparkles.
right past fucking Howard.
Alright, so we have 2 sizzle sparks.
Bowl. Sparkles.
Howard was Denzel Washington.
And then after the second sizzle spark we have a sizzle beam coming out.
Dude,
Now, the sizzle beam hits hard because each of those sizzle sparks put down
Beam
vuln
Howard.
stacks on you.
Oh, yeah,
Alright, so Howard,
he actually has a little autistic boy under his table who is not stretching.
wow.
you see that cure hit him right on time.
That's no case.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
Was that bad?
Thank you.
Will you please focus up?
Now, something to take in note with the sizzle beams, the damage is based off of server tick. So, sometimes you'll have the beam damage, and then you have a second or two, and then the dot damage. Sometimes the server tick hits, you have beam damage, and then you immediately have server tick damage, dot tick damage come out right afterwards. That is why it is so important to get that cure, benefic, that heal on the target right as the damage is hitting.
Refocus.
Balance. Bowl.
Alright, we are coming up into the merry-go-round stage.
Sparkles. Sparkles.
I used collective here just to throw up another regen on people. It's not necessary.
Tank Buster.
In my opinion, collective does not have as much of a spot in this fight as other fights.
Parried the third one. Parried the fourth. Alright, that's it. That's 6.
Flame DOS.
Alright, so we have
Yeah.
the flame go to the opposite corner. Now remember, the
Spire.
healer with the flame can't go with the group.
It's not even.
So he's over. I should have been over here as well. Now with my current group, we run that direction. This group ran this direction. It doesn't matter which direction you run, as long as away from the group.
That is 6.
Yeah. Wait. 2.
Now they are on the other pad because the spikes are up. He is taking damage, so if he's on the spikes, he's going to take extra damage from the vulnerability up. Now merry-go-round, we all stack on A. As the AoE markers come out, we rotate in a clockwise position. I really like Astro for this because I can throw a regen up for the first one. We run around. I throw another AoE heal up. And then for the second one, when there's sizzle sparks going out while we're moving, you can pop light speed and heal as you're going along. So let's see it.
Spire.
It's not even about parrying, it's about stopping the damage too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's
Yeah.
what I meant. I guess that's
But that is what you meant, yeah.
Sparkles.
Could say it's all due to the dab though.
Get ready. Circle's coming out now. Coming out now.
It was.
Alright, so I refresh the AoE.
Sparkles.
I didn't pop light speed here because it wasn't really necessary. Alright. So something not seen in this. Alright, so Scholar or the opposing healer is on that square is on that safe spot. When your Searing Wind debuff hits 2 seconds, you are safe. So you get Sizzle Spark, your Searing Wind debuff hits 2 seconds. At that moment, you pop your sprint, and you can safely run back if you do not have one of these AoEs with you. If you have one of those AoEs with you, you kind of have to sit back and wait for your safe time to run back again. This being said, if that happens, the other healer just has to man up and heal through it by themselves. If not, once that Searing Wind debuff hits 2 seconds, you run, And now you have 2 healers to help heal through all the sizzle sparks coming out.
Sparkles.
Could say it's all due to the crit though.
Get ready. Circles are coming out now.
It was.
Definitely was.
Sparkles.
And now I have a scholar here with me.
Sparkles. Spear.
But regens are up, cleric stance has popped. Dots are going out. DPS is going out.
Beam
Alright,
powered.
so you have another beam.
Beam.
This tank, alright, they move their thing. In my current group, whoever has beam goes here and everybody moves from them. Another spark. Alright, and then you have another searing wind debuff coming
Sparkles.
out. Gonna target one of the healers. Whichever healer has it, just runs. Well, in this group, we run to the side. In my current group, we run to the mid.
Bowl.
Cat incoming.
Meow meow meow. Tank buster.
So, Scholar's doing a badass job keeping everybody up. I could have moved closer here. Alright, so you see that debuff? 2 seconds. Alright, 2 seconds. I'm safe to run in.
I got him.
Beam Creven.
Shit.
Beam province.
Beam.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't deliverance.
I'm docking.
Alright, beams on dock again.
In the rear of the gear.
Meow meow meow.
Cat is right behind. He's meowing now.
Yeah,
You
no.
were.
Now, during all this, you have the
Keeping
cat
him
out.
here.
He's dropping his hearts.
Sparkles.
Now, this part can get kind of messy. I'm away from the group. You have one person with the sizzle beam dot, and now you're about to have some sizzle sparks. Meanwhile, there's balls rolling around. For some reason, DPS love to run into the balls. No comment.
Sparkles.
Alright, I'm waiting. Alright, 2 seconds.
Yeah, just-
I'm safe.
Burn him.
Nice.
Can we burn?
Yeah.
Sparkles.
We'll probably have to deal with one set of jails. Maybe?
And just deal with them. Just deal with them. Don't
Beam
try to
Rothrin.
skip mechanics.
He's right
Beam.
Okay.
So, yeah, he's
Now, up here, as you see, we had exceptionally high DPS for this part. So, you don't get to see these second gels in this video.
Balance.
the buff to back. Well, he's now.
So, if you have high enough DPS, you can completely skip the last gels, and it's fantastic. That's your goal.
Fucking kill it. Just kill it. Just
Well, your goal is to clear.
Yeah!
Yes!
Damn.
Alright. So let's see what those last pieces of gels look like. At a lower quality, apparently. Alright, so when the last gels come out, you are either going to have 2 bombs, which is going to be on a healer and a DPS. So the opposing healer will go in, and then I believe then the correct DPS will go in. Or you're going to have a sizzle beam, which is going to be on the off tank. If you have the sizzle beam, it's going to be a tank gel and DPS gel. If you have the bomb, it's going to be a healer gel and a DPS gel. That sizzle beam does hit kind of hard, but nothing too bad. So right here we had, going into this phase, that's pretty.
Mitigation, bubble.
Sparkles.
I'm doing it. Not gonna use trouble. Stack.
Bomb on dock. Alright, so here we had, for this part, we had double bombs.
Disengage.
as you see,
Just keep
Do not-
going.
do not touch
the guy I was with stayed there, so I had nowhere to go, so he died.
Arrow.
At this point in the fight, every time you get a death, the boss gets a damage stack throughout the entire fight. You can do it with 2. It's a little bit pain in the ass, but anything past that, unless you're really close, unless you're like at sub 4% or whatever, if you're at 50% and you got 3 stacks, just wipe it, clean it up, and then go again. It's not worth trying to deal with it. So, in this situation, I chose to kill him versus A, the group, or B, myself, because I can res him, he can't res me.
Big DPS here. Finish that one off. I'm on the swim goal.
Tank Buster incoming. He has 2
Tank
stacks,
Buster.
so, like, I'm living deading.
Tank Buster,
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Yep.
Let me know you're.
At 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3. Okay.
LB. Or you could probably wait.
Sparkles.
Nice,
You pulling it off me, Rob?
I'm
Yeah, you
possible.
can wait for full drain.
alright.
Pull it off me. I can
Second
take
gel is
damage.
going to be coming up. It's going to be Sizzle Beam on the off tank.
Viewer.
It's on Rock. That's
Beam.
perfect.
Iris is out.
That means you're going into the ice.
Yep. Just keep the boss in.
Disengage.
Alright.
Get
And you
over
have
Mechanic.
tank gel
Mechanic.
and DPS shell. As you see, he's at 1%. You're still do the mechanics, because if you don't kill these ads in time, they blow up, you die. You don't take the gels, you die. So, always err on the safe side and do the mechanics.
Kill H. As it was on Rabbit.
Yeah.
Rabbit, Sand, all everybody else. Padlock.
The boss is back.
So, tank gel and caster gel, they're taking care of the padlock right now.
I kill that
Sparkles.
motherfucker.
Let's talk about this debuff real quick. That's weak, not necessarily weakness. It's if you get next to the boss when he takes off, you get a debuff that lowers your overall health.
I'm gonna die in here.
Beam Rena.
Kill the doll.
Beam.
Okay, good.
All right.
Kill the boss.
Oh, thank God. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, comments, and or concerns, please feel free to leave them below or tune into my Twitch channel.